Week was President Trump's first international trip. Instead of his visits and looking at the effects on U.S.-Israel relations, everyone was focused on Donald-Melania relations.
The thing that got an enormous amount of media attention had to do with Melania Trump, the First Lady, and some video. Was this an actual slap, or did she just pull her hand away? She pulled her hand away, but I didn't quite see the contact of a...
Donald Trump is the least shocking human being I've ever come across in my life. He is consistently being himself. The man is a cliched villain, looks like a villain, talks like a villain. Like, he looks like he should be in a Scooby-Doo episode.
Trevor Noah's roast of Donald and Melania Trump wasn't just another late-night comedy segment. It became a full-blown internet moment. Noah, known for his sharp wit and fearless takes on politics, delivered a takedown so precise that it lit up social media. And with Trump, there's always a second act, a social media rant, a dramatic rally response, or a bizarre press conference where he pretends he's unbothered while making it clear he's obsessing over every word.
I'm Donald Trump or Melania speak. It seems like they're throwing shade at each other. They're giving a speech, but they're actually talking trash about the spouse. Every time, all you have to do is listen to the subtext of what they're saying. And she was like, as First Lady, I believe we need to fight against the cyberbullying. All of the people on the Twitter who are saying the bad things, we need to stop them. We need to make sure that they cannot carry on what they're doing.
Late-night hosts have been mocking presidents for decades, but Trump takes every joke as a personal attack. Unlike Obama, who could laugh at himself, or Bush, who just shrugged off criticism, Trump sees satire as a deep-state conspiracy. He treats comedians like political enemies and reacts accordingly, ensuring the comedy cycle keeps turning. Noah's segment on Trump's real estate tall tales was especially vicious.
America's president. Oh, he was even cockier. Yeah. You see him when he came out, Donald J. Trump? Oh, he had all the swag. He was like, folks, we're gonna have it handled. In 21 days, the virus will be gone. 21 days. Some are even saying 20.
Trump has been charged with fibbing about the worth of his buildings for decades, overestimating their value in order to obtain more favorable loans. For instance, he stated Mar-a-Lago was worth $740 million when it actually was worth $75 million. His 11,000 square foot condo miraculously became 30,000 square feet in documents. Noah joked that Trump would be the first to end up in jail for fibbing about his apartment size. A grower, not a shower moment. The irony of Trump getting into legal trouble over real estate scams rather than his numerous political scandals provided additional depth to the humor. Trump supporters were naturally offended, as one would expect, as Noah's crowd was sniffling away tears of mirth.
I feel like Trump would be exactly the same even if he spoke Arabic. It would be like the same thing. He'd be like,
MAGA believers were taking to Twitter, labeling him a woke puppet and liberal hack. Some went so far as to say that he didn't get America because he's South African, a richly ironic criticism from a party renowned for ignoring immigrant concerns. Comment sections turned into war zones, with insults whizzing along as quickly as Trump tossing paper towels at a hurricane relief initiative. Meanwhile, Noah was likely drinking a beverage and observing the spectacle. As might be expected, other late-night hosts chimed in. Jimmy Kimmel joked that Trump would try to sue Noah for slander, but would forget about it halfway through the forms. Stephen Colbert predicted that Trump would try to ban Noah from the US, and SNL began outlining another hyperbolic Trump meltdown.
like the mind of Donald Trump. Oh, the other idea he had for the wall was he said America should build the wall out of solar panels. That's what he said. He said America should build the wall out of solar panels because that way the wall would generate electricity and pay for itself. Yeah. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that's a good idea, right? It's a good idea. Unless you know anything about solar panels or the sun or walls. Because the problem with that idea is that the sun is up. A solar panel wall is not gonna work because a wall is like this. So technically it's facing down. So unless you have like a really swaggy sun that's like, yeah, I shine real low, B, it's not gonna work for you.
same thing kept happening. Trump does something ridiculous. Late night comedians pillory him. He gets angry, and it all begins anew. It's like a stage show that's been too long running, but somehow continues to hold us riveted. Melania, however, likely didn't even notice the moment. She's practiced selective ignorance over the years and has it down pat. Whether it's a controversy, a scandal, or merely another viral roast, she has an uncanny knack for vanishing until it passes. Perhaps someone told her about it at brunch. Perhaps she read a headline while scrolling through her phone. Or perhaps she did what she does every time Trump gets into trouble: act as if none of this is real. Noah also highlighted how abnormal Trump's speaking style is in comparison to previous presidents. There has never been a president of the United States with a standard issue speaking voice. Trump is especially mysterious. His volume varies unpredictably, his inflection is nonsensical, and viewing his speeches is akin to playing a frenetic game of guess the volume setting.
About him, she just says it about whatever he's speaking about, and then she just keeps it moving. And I like that the clarification there was, because she released a statement, and then people were like, is Melania going against the president? And then released another statement that says, no, this has nothing to do with the president. This has everything to do with LeBron and how good his school is. And I was like, really? That's all you're gonna say? That's all you're gonna? Because I was like, that is just a simple. That's a woman scorned in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like if you've ever grown up in a house where like two adults are fighting, that's pretty much what it is. Like you'll be at dinner. I remember my aunt would do that to her husband. It's like everyone would be eating something, and then someone would go, like one of my favorite lines was like, someone was dishing up some food, and then my uncle was like, no, he's like, don't put the gravy on top, put it on the side. And then my aunt was like, yeah, he likes things on the side. And then everyone's just like,
1 minute, he's speaking in a whispery conspiratorial tone. The next, he's screaming about chain migration, as if he's singing a reggae tune. Noah joked that Trump's erratic speech makes it impossible to adjust your TV volume. 1 second, he's droning on, and the next, he's shouting something absurd like, big dry, all dry, we're drying. And then there's Trump's inability to let things go. Even if he initially ignores a joke, he eventually responds, usually on Truth Social, with one of his signature rants. The post will more than likely begin with fake news before devolving into a combination of self-admiration, complaints, and claims of election fraud. Or he'll say he never watched the roast, then mention it 3 days later in a completely unrelated speech. Occasionally, he takes it too far to a full-blown rally cry, droning on and on to his base like some zany therapy session where he complains about everything like a tipsy uncle at Thanksgiving. Trump fans still claim they didn't anticipate this kind of behavior. Noah mocked Trump voters and then were shocked by his antics. What were they expecting? Trump never altered. He didn't mature. He's been the same cartoon bad guy since day one. To expect him to be presidential was like expecting a Scooby-Doo bad guy to become a mature world leader. Ultimately, does any of this matter? Probably not. Trump's base isn't going to leave him over a late-night monologue any more than comedians are going to stop roasting him because he attacks. But these moments do serve a purpose. They remind us of the ridiculousness of it all. They provide people with an outlet to laugh at a world that too often feels like a never-ending circus. And for comedians such as Trevor Noah, it's simply another highlight in a career founded on biting observations and unflinching satire. Trump will come and go from the political scene, but satire? That will last forever. So as Trump writes his next tirade, his base prepares for their next Twitter war, and late-night talkers warm up for round two. The rest of us will simply sit back and appreciate the show. Because love him or despise him, Trump has provided comedians with boundless material. And at this point, the only serious question is, who's next to roast him? The moment Trump stepped onto the stage, he carried himself with all the confidence in the world. Folks, we've got it handled, he declared. 21 days, the virus will be gone. Some are even saying 20 inches. It was classic Trump. Bold predictions, absolute certainty, and zero basis in reality.
Do you feel that you in some way do use mockery, fake incredulity and exaggeration, that perhaps you're treading a fine line yourself?
I don't think so, because we are operating in the space of news parody and satire. When you talk about fake news, the biggest difference is it never tells you that it is fake news. We let you know from the beginning. We are on Comedy Central. I tell you from the very get-go who I am. There is no
Social media naturally went wild. The Mammy's Mills got revved up, producing masterpiece after masterpiece. There was Trump frantically typing away on his gold iPhone, Melania photoshopped into a dramatic escape scene, and comment sections transforming into gladiator arenas. On one hand, his diehard fans rallied to defend their man with the passion of medieval knights. On the other, Trevor Noah fans high-fived one another for getting to see another comedic knockout. But here's the question of the day. Did Trevor just make people laugh, or did he strike something deeper? Because let's be real, Trump thrives on feuds, and celebrity feuds are the best. If there's a headline, controversy, or even the slightest glimmer of attention, he's jumping in like a fine steak smothered in ketchup. His record with late-night comedians? A comedy of tragic proportions, from SNL sketches that set off 3 a.m. rage tweets to stand-up routines that saw him venting on Hollywood's demise.
In the United States of America, if you want to win an election, all you need to have is a strange voice. Simple as that. You want to be president of the United States? Get a strange voice, you're done. Yeah, forget policies, forget ideas, that's boring. You come out there with a strange voice, the people love it. You realize there's been no American president who has a normal speaking voice, none. Trump, that was the weirdest of all. Every other American president was predictable. You know, you understood the ebb and flow. Trump, you never knew what to expect, right? The volume on his voice all over the place, inflection where it didn't make sense. Do you know how hard it was to figure out where to put the volume on your TV when watching a speech? Because you wouldn't know where it would happen. He'd be up there. I think as Americans, we try and try, so try, big trying, all trying, and it is. But I know, and I think if we can, what we won't, but we will, but maybe, but.
Trump has never been a fan of satire. He doesn't dismiss it, he comes at it with lawsuits, all caps Twitter tantrums, and on occasion, full-fledged rally addresses where he condemns late-night television as not worth watching. And the wall? Oh, the wall. One of Trump's more clever concepts was to construct it out of solar panels so it could pay for itself. Brilliant, unless of course you know anything about solar panels, or the sun, or walls. Because see, the sun rises up, and a wall by its very nature faces sideways. Unless there's some uber-fresh low-riding sun out there like, yo, I shine sideways, B, the entire idea is, not good. So what follows? Will Trump feign not having ever witnessed Trevor's roast while seething in private? Or will he log onto Truth Social to lash out, deeming Trevor a low-rated failed comedian while managing to misspell a minimum of 2 words? And Melania? She's likely somewhere, utterly unaffected, drinking imported tea and weighing the possibilities of a life spent married to a reclusive billionaire. But let's get real. Is any of this really gonna do anything? Is one Trump supporter gonna suddenly change their allegiance because Trevor Noah delivered a flawless punchline? Doubt it. His detractors will brand it Hollywood bias. His supporters will cheer like they just saw the last scene of a Rocky film, and the world will just keep spinning. And yet they do count. They power the conversation. They keep political satire going. And in an age where reality resembles one big late-night monologue, comedians such as Trevor aren't just funny, they're chronicling history with a comedy bonus.